Okay, hi, hello, this thing on? Yes. Hi, this is Lyra, as always. So, I made a video, like, last week, or the week before, where I kind of gave my impressions on Reaper. And since I did that, I thought, hey, why the hell not make one about Sage, now that I have it at level 90? So, Sage, I thought at first like it would be like way overcomplicated and like the buttons kind of like interfered with each other. It's like there are a fuck ton of buttons. Obviously this paint it red emote is also one of the Sage buttons. It's not. But once you actually like go through a few dungeons, all these buttons that look like really complicated and that you need a PhD for, they get kind of simplified. So, Sage is pretty much the equivalent of becoming a doctor, but slipping out a window before they make you take the Hippocratic Oath, and also stealing 4 Glocks on your way out. It's actually really cool. So, of course, the idle pose is you just giving the fucking, the glare, the 10,000 IQ glare at something. As far as attack options, of course it's a healer, so it's going to be really simple. You got Dosis, which is a gun. Your creation Dosis, which is a dot, so you got a 30-second dot that you got to keep up. You've got you got 2 charges of Phlegma. Nobody laugh. Nobody's allowed to laugh at that. You got two charges of Phlegma, which is instant cast, and lets you pretty much move around and gives you a free weaving window. But take a look at that range. It's only 6 yalms, whereas usual spellcasting range is 25 yalms. So you gotta actually be in melee range. For some reason, this healer spell requires melee range. But that is why we have Toxicon, which is something that I'm not actually allowed to show you. You see, Toxicon is an attack spell, which costs something called Adder Sting, which would be like purple diamonds down here. And you gain Adder Sting by putting a shield on someone and having it break. So, no. Okay. I'm in an Explorer dungeon right now, so obviously I can't take that damage. But I'll be doing a dungeon later, so, I'll be doing a dungeon later, so I'll be able to show it off there. The interesting thing about Toxicon is that, you know, it's not actually like a cool attack, like a cool strong attack that you get to use by using resource. It actually does the same potency as Dosis. 330, 330. Of course, Toxicon is an AoE, but it's one with diminishing returns on after the first enemy. The interesting thing about Toxicon actually is that, first of all, it's free, no MP. Second of all, it's instacast. It does not require a cast. So, what I like to do is just keep a full bar of Adder Sting on me, if I can, and use Toxicon to, when I need to move around and I want to keep attacking, or when I need to, like, start weaving a bunch of shit. So, keep that in mind. And now, of course, since we are a healer, maybe we should talk about healing. I'm not a doctor, but I'll try my fucking best. First of all, Sage is a shield healer. It's a shield healer of a lot of regens, but we'll get to that. When I say it's a shield healer, it's because you've got your 2 casted GCD heals here, right? You've got Diagnosis, which is the self-heal. This is pretty much Cure 2. And then you got Prognosis, which is your AoE GCD heal. This is pretty much Medica. Never use these. If you're using this, it's only during the most wretched of situations and you were literally out of all GCDs and the tank is being deleted and you're praying to a higher power while spamming Diagnosis. So if you're doing that, then you already know that you're fucked. Because you got a lot more tools than that. First of all, when you'll really be using these spells is when you press on Eucrasia. So what is Eucrasia, you may ask? Well, I'm glad you asked. It's Dark Arts. It's Dark Arts that heals people, except for the one button that poisons people. Again, Hippocratic Oath, we didn't take it, and we never will. So Eucrasia, first of all, turns Dosis into Eucrasian Dosis, which is the dot. Already covered that one. Eucrasia also turns Diagnosis and Prognosis into Eucrasian Diagnosis and Eucrasian Prognosis. It's a mouthful, I know, but stick with me. Basically what it does is it turns your single target heal or your party heal into a single target heal with shield or a party-wide heal with shield. So this is pretty much part of your main identity as a sage, as a shield healer. First of all, the nice thing about the shield heals is that they're insta-cast. Both your creation, diagnosis, and prognosis are insta-cast. And they give everyone a nice big juicy shield. I mean, you know, not big and juicy. Like, there are buttons to make the shield big and juicy. It's okay. It's a good shield. Let's look at the tooltip. So it's basically you heal someone and then 180% of whatever that heal was becomes a shield on the target. And for prognosis, it's 320% instead. It's got diagnosis has the same thing as scholar, where the shield is called galvanize, and if you crit heal on them, then they get an extra big shield on them called catalyze. On sage, instead, it's your creation diagnosis and then differential diagnosis, which I really hope isn't a reference to calculus, and I refuse to fucking do that. Okay, then of course you got a bunch of OGCD heals, which is what you'll probably be using to keep your tank alive. First of all, let's look at this gauge over here. This is Adder's Gall. I know, the sheer gall of it. You get 3 stacks total, and it's just like Lily's in that it recharges automatically over time. Even outside of combat, actually. Like, you will probably get into your first pull in a dungeon with 3 full Adder Skulls, so that's nice. So these are your resources for using OGCDs, and you do have a button here that just gives you a free Adder Skull. That's that right there, see? So, use this if you're completely out of Adder Skull and the tank is continuing to be deleted. God have mercy on you in that situation. You've got your really simple OGCDs that take Adder Skull. Call is your single target, big heal OGCD, 600 potency. It's pretty much Lustrate, or a Tetra. It's a Lustrate, Tetragrammaton, Essential Dignity? I don't know. I don't play funky card game healer. Then you got Exicol, which is the same thing, but AoE and less strong. So it's Indomitability. It's, fuck, I haven't played White Mage in a while. It's a heal. It's an AoE heal. We're gonna skip over Pepsi for now. Then we got TiraLyra, which also costs 1 Adder's Gall. It's different. It's a single target heal, big single target heal, and it differs from Call in that Call has no cooldown. You can use it as many times as you have Adder's Gall for. TiraLyra has a 45-second cooldown. It's got a stronger cure potency, 700 versus 600. And it puts an effect on the target that gives them damage mitigation. So that is really fucking good to slap onto your tank mid-pull. So you heal up their HP, and you make them take a little less damage while you're at it. So that's nice. That's good. It's also worth mentioning that any action you take that consumes an Adder's Gall restores MP for you. So, you know, as a healer, of course, when you run out of MP, see, look at that, 700 MP. As a healer, when you run out of MP, obviously you're gonna hit Lucid Dreaming, but also you want to keep on track of actually hitting your OGCD heals to not only, you know, keep your goddamn party alive, but also to fill up your MP bar. And then TiraLyra. See, here's that buff I was talking about. Damage taken is reduced. There is one more Adder's Gall spender here called Caracol. It's a damage mitigation for the entire party. It's kind of equivalent to Scholar's, fuck, what was it again? Scholar Bubble? I forgot what the Scholar Bubble is called, god damn it. White Mage's Asylum, Scholar's Bubble, Bubble of Reading, I don't know what it's called. And again, I don't know anything about Astrologian. It's different from White Mage and Scholar, though, in that you don't place it. It's just around you. It just goes around you, which is nice. Placeables kind of confuse me and scare me. Caracol is good because, first of all, it does damage mitigation to your entire party. And it also puts a regen on everyone, though it doesn't start out with that. That's actually a trait. at where's it at? Level 78. Once you get to level 78, your Caracol starts putting a regen on everyone. Sage does get a few regen options. It's nice. And of course, Caracol consumes an outer skull, so you get a bit more MP while you're at it. Now, Pepsi. Yes. Pepsis is a little weird. It's a little weird, and at first you're gonna think it's a bit useless, but it's not. It's not. So what Pepsis does is it breaks any shield that you've put on your party and turns it into a heal. So you might be wondering, like, why remove a shield if it's just going to block damage? So the main reason I found it for is, say you saw a raid wide was coming for your party, and you slipped around your keyboard, you kind of panicked a little bit, you hyperventilated a little bit, and you put Eucrasian Prognosis, which is the party-wide shield, on everyone, but the raid-wide ticked before the Prognosis could take the damage. So the party took the damage, and they still had the shields on them. It came up afterwards. So at that point, you know, it's not a wasted shield. All you do is just hit Pepsi. Hit Pepsi, and it turns it into a heal. So it's not like a wasted GCD, which could have been used for something better. You know, the shield would have been nice, obviously, but you can still turn that shield into effective healing. It's actually really useful. It's basically your get out of jail free, I did not properly shield everyone in time button. I really like it. And I guess if you're like losing your goddamn mind, you could Eucrasian Diagnosis the tank and then Pepsi them to give them a heal, but I don't think I'd really recommend that. Also, it bears notice that it's not like the bigger shield that you put on someone, the bigger heal that they get with Pepsi. Say you put you got a differential diagnosis on your tank because you crit healed them. It's still going to give them the same cure as if it was just a normal one. And it's also going to give them the same cure as if the shield is very nearly broken. So you can see there, if it removes the single target shield, it's a 450 cure potency. If it removes the party shield, it's a 350 cure potency. So let me just go ahead and Diagnosis and then Pepsi. So there you go, there's the heal there. And then you'll notice that I don't have the buff, the shield buff anymore. So that one takes a little bit of getting used to, but once you actually see an opening to use it, you're like, ah, yes, I deserve this PhD. I am a medical professional. Oh, by the way, I forgot to show up the AoE. Yeah, Dyscrasia 2. You start out with Dyscrasia 1, and then you get Dyscrasia 2. I already showed up Phlegma. Oh, there's another attack spell I forgot to show. This is level 90. This is your capstone spell. This is Pneuma. This is what happens when you decide that Holy is not bright enough and you actually need to scald everyone's retinas. Yeah, that's good. Pneuma's good. So there's a few reasons why Pneuma is good. First of all, it does the same amount of potency as Dosis. So it's not like you'd lose DPS by using it. It's a line AoE, so it does a bunch of damage to everything in front, even though it does diminishing returns for every enemy past the first one. And also, it's a big ol' heal for your entire party while you're at it, too. It's a 600 cure potency, which is kind of fucking hot. Holy shit. Whereas your normal party heal, Ixicol, is 400. This one's 600. So, it's good when everyone's eating shit. And, you know, not only are you going to keep everyone healthy that way, but you're going to keep up your DPS while you're at it, too. Isn't that nice? But keep in mind that since Pneuma has the same potency as Dosis, you shouldn't be using it on cooldown because it's not going to give you any extra DPS than if you let it sit in your cooldowns. Just use it when everyone's dying. Yeah, just use it. Another thing that's good to use it with is this next ability I haven't described yet called Zoe. Zoe just makes your next heal juicier, bigger. Spell, keep in mind, not OGCD, spell. So Zoe is good for a couple things. Zoe is good for making an extra big heal. So you see that Eucrasian Diagnosis was 7171, whereas a normal one would have been 4740. So that is a much bigger heal on me than a normal Eucrasian Diagnosis. So I often use Zoe at the beginning of a pull so that the tank starts with a big shield so they don't take damage for a while I figure things out. Zoe is also good if everyone is really lacking in HP, because the problem with Sage is that its shields are really nice and really snappy, but it's kind of lacking in ways to actually refill HP. Just use Zoe and then use Numa, and then you've got, okay, let's see. Healing matching potency of your next healing spell by 50%. 50% of 600 is 300, so that is a 900 cure potency, which is a little stupid. It's a little stupid, and I'll show you once Zoe comes off of cooldown. So if you're lacking those actual healing numbers, that's a good combination for you. Finally, Holos. Holos has you flying around. That's the most important part about it. It's cool. It's nice. I like it. But what it is a party heal. It's kind of a little baby party heal. It's a 300 potency party heal. But it's also a mitigation in that it reduces damage taken by everyone by 10%. There, you'll have noticed that there are a few sources of damage mitigation when it comes to Sage. You've got the damage mitigation from Holos, from TiraLyra, and from Karakol. So keep in mind that you cannot stack the damage mitigation that TiraLyra gives with the damage mitigation from Karakol. They will cancel each other out. So, but you can stack Holos with either of them. So you can have 2 stacked damage mitigation at a time. So say like it's like a dungeon pull. What I usually do is I start the pull off by using Karakol, because that will give the tank mitigation and a regen. And then, you know, this lasts how many seconds? This lasts 15 seconds. So after those 15 seconds are up, the tank's probably taking a good amount of damage. So then I will give them TiraLyra, which gives them back the damage mitigation and also refills their health pretty well. And also gives me some MP because Lord knows I need it. Oh, I'm gonna show you a Zoe Pepsis now. Hang on, check this out. Zoe, not Pepsis, Zoe Numa. Numa. That's, oh my god, holy shit. That's 14,000 HP. Not bad. Not bad when you also have Ixicol waiting in the rafters. That's pretty much half a health bar right there. So again, Sage is a shield healer. It doesn't have the big juicy white mage numbers when it comes to healing actual health bars. But you'll make do. Finally, my top bar here, we've got Physis 2, which is just a party-wide regen. So this is your other regen option when it comes to Sage between Karakol and Physis. It's a party-wide regen, and it also makes everyone take more healing from you. So a good combination is right before a raid wide, use Physis 2, everyone gets a regen, everyone takes more healing from you, use Physis 2, and then you creation Prognosis. So then the raid wide hits, they take less damage from it because they were shielded, and shielded extra because of Physis increasing the amount of healing they took from you. And they're also already regenning the damage back. That's a good combination right there. And then these two are kind of the most unique things about Sage, I think. Haima and Panhaima. First of all, they're fun to say. Haima and Panhaima. Haima, Panhaima. How do I describe this? Haima basically puts a shield on your target. It's a single target. Haima puts a shield on your target. It's a 300 potency shield. And every time that shield breaks, their Haimatanon stacks decrease, and the shield reconstructs itself. So you get 5 stacks of that. So basically, the shield breaks, the stack goes down to 4, and they get another shield. It just reconstructs itself. It breaks again, it goes down to 3, and they get another shield. So it's basically 5 shields for the price of 1. And it doesn't even actually have a price. It's got a pretty long cooldown, but it doesn't cost anything otherwise. It's really, really, really extremely good for dungeon pulls. And it's also really good for a repeated damage tank buster kind of deal, I suppose. Sorry, I was thinking. Okay, so, and by the end of the duration of Haimatanon, if they haven't consumed all of the shield stacks, then it turns the rest of the shield stacks into healing. So it's not even wasted, you know, unless they end up at full HP, in which case you just probably use it at the wrong time. So that's Haima. And then Panhaima is the same thing, except for the whole party. Mind you, it's a weaker shield. This is a 200 potency rather than a 300 potency shield. But it's the same thing for the entire party. Everyone gets a shield, the shield breaks, the shield reconstructs itself on the entire party. It does it up to 5 times. There's not many attacks when all of those shields will be consumed. Obviously, you're thinking the same thing as me, Akmorn. Akmorn, absolutely Akmorn. Panhaima is made for Akmorn. Panhaima is fucking, yeah, absolutely. That is what they were thinking about. And it makes me wonder if we're going to get a lot of Akmorn type attacks in future raids. But like Haima, if any Panhaima stacks are left over at the end of the duration, then those remaining shields get turned into heals. So think of it maybe as like a delayed heal, you know? Everyone takes 1 raid wide, it does a bunch of damage to them. They take a bit less damage because of the initial shield, and then they're left with 4 stacks of Panhaimaton, and then probably they're not going to take any more damage after that, so then they get a heal from those 4 stacks. As you can see there at the bottom, the cure potency is 100 per remaining stack of Panhaimaton. So it comes out to, if they take 1 source of damage and then the 4 stacks get consumed for healing, it comes out to a 400 potency heal, which is the same potency as Ixicol. So that's a good usage for it, I think, even though the recast is 120 seconds. I mean, to be honest, I kind of just use Panhaima as another Haima, as like shittier Haima. It's kind of like bootleg Haima during a dungeon pull on the tank. It's party-wide, but, you know, it's still fucking mitigation. It's still 5 stacks of a 200 potency shield. That's 1,000 potency shield right there. You know, nothing to sneeze at. Oh, right. There's kind of a big thing I forgot to explain. This is Cardia. Cardia's like dance partner. You assign 1 member of your party with Cardia. You know, obviously the tank. And every attack you do gives a little heal, a little baby heal to whoever you put Cardia on. So here, I'm gonna cast Dosis here. I cast Dosis here, and you see I got a heal there, a Cardia heal. It's only 2,000, like 3,000, and that's not a very big heal. But you know, let's say it's a boss, and I'm just chain casting Dosis here to, you know, deal damage to the boss. I give him a little Phlegma. I give him a little Pneuma. I go back to Dosis, and you see every single one of these attacks has given me a Cardia heal. So, like, you're pretty much countering every single one of the boss's auto attacks this way with a heal of your own. So the tank, you know, the tank is pretty much constantly getting healed. If you're constantly healing, then it's like a forever regen on the tank that you put Cardia on. And the best thing is you can even make Cardia even stronger. So normally the heal that you give to the tank with Cardia, every attack is 170. So every time you attack, you give them a heal of 170 potency. You've got Soterra here. Soterra, that increases the cure potency by 50%. So that's fuck, what is that? 80, 85? Yeah, 85, 170, 255. Yeah, that's a 255 cure potency every single attack. So let's see. Normally it's like 2,800. Yeah, get like a 2,800 shield. Use Soteria. It's a 4,000 heal, which 10 of those refills my entire health bar. So that is very fucking nice for the tank, especially when they got 20 mobs beating on them in the middle of a dungeon. This is really good for keeping your tank alive because you are constantly giving them very nice heals. My favorite combo for the beginning of a pull is throwing Haima on them so they get 5 regenerating shields, and throwing Soteria a few seconds after that. So they get beat on by the mobs. Their Haimas keep breaking, they keep breaking, and then they run out of Haima. And once they start taking real damage, well, they're taking big Cardia heals from Soteria. And the best thing is that Soteria's cooldown is only like 90 seconds, so you're probably going to be able to use it every pull. It's very nice. Use this combination. It pretty much is, it's tank daycare. You won't really have to throw any of your own heals for a few seconds at least. Finally, we got a few more abilities. We got Krasis here. It's very simple. You just target someone with it, and they take 20% more healing from you for 10 seconds. Oh, wait, but Krasis is important, actually. Krasis is important because it's HP recovery via healing actions. Not healing spells, healing actions. So what that means is OGCDs. So, whereas Physicist's buff is HP recovered by... Wait, that's also actions. Oh, shit. Oh, hey, I didn't realize that. Wait, what was I talking about? Oh, right, Zoe. Zoe is your next healing spell, so you have to use it on a spell. Physis 2 and Krasis increases healing actions. So you could put Krasis on the tank and then throw a really big Taro Call on them, for example. I don't know if this actually works, but I'm kind of wondering if Krasis on a tank will actually cause them to get bigger Haima shields. I don't know if the game counts shields as a healing action. Oh yeah, if you thought this was like theory crafting or something, no, it's not. I just wanted to talk about being a doctor. Because I got Sage to level 90, and now obviously like I have an honorary PhD. To be fair, you need a pretty big you need a pretty big IQ to play Final Fantasy 14. Oh god, I'm joking, please. You have your raise, you have your rage, Agero. So obviously you have that. I don't think there's anything else. You have your roll actions. Oh wait, there's one more thing. There's one more thing. Hang on. This is really cool. Check this out. Icarus lets you do this. It's a dash-in. The healer gets a dash-in. It's so fucking cool. It's got a 45-second cooldown. But basically, well, you need a target for it. You cannot just Icarus all over the place, willy-nilly. You have to Icarus in on either a party member or an enemy. So, like Alliance raids, no Icarusing in on your Alliance members, only on your party members. But it's incredible for getting out of mechanics. So long as you have one person in your party that knows what they're doing, well, then you can just kind of tag along. You can follow along. You can tag in on that. On the experience of not getting hit by a mechanic. Okay, I think that's like literally every single fucking action now. Obviously, you're gonna start with Dosis and then go to Dosis 2 and Dosis 3. As for traits, it's pretty much things that just make your shit better. Most of this is really just your potencies are bigger now, and you have new animations. Enhanced Zoe just makes Zoe recast 90 seconds instead of 120. Enhanced Caracal is what I was talking about. It's that regen. This region, Karakea. I love Dragon Ball Z. Go Kaioken. Okay, I've like explained literally everything to you. I hope it's not like too fucking complicated. Once you actually put them on a hotbar, you can kind of see where their equivalents lie to every other healer. Pretty much the only things that are like a bit of a mystery compared to other healers are Haima and Panhaima. But once you realize that they're just regenerating heals, not heals, shields. Regenerating shields, it's just really nice. So, oh, shut up. Okay. Now that I've talked your ears off about surgical practices, let's just go do a little dungeon, you know? Let's go do a little expert roulette. A little non-explorer mode expert roulette. And this time I don't have to edit out the wait. Oh no, because healers get healer privilege. Oh yes. This makes this whole process a lot easier. Hey, Stigma. This is kind of where I wanted to go anywhere. I haven't actually saged this this dungeon yet. So, always start every dungeon by putting Cardia on your tank. If you forget to do it, you will notice quickly. You will notice quickly how your tank gets deleted. We don't want that. Yeah, I've never actually done this dungeon with Sage yet, but I'm pretty sure it'll be fine. So I'm just gonna start out by putting a regular diagnosis shield. Oh god, that was a misclick. Good start! I didn't mean to press that. I didn't mean to press that. My fingers were on the wrong roll. Okay, Zoe. Big shield. Haima. Oh yeah, your diagnosis shields and your Haima shield stack on the tank. So you can put both on them. It's nice. I'm used to Teria so they get nicer Cardia heals. Of course, this is a warrior. This is a warrior who will never die anyway, but humor me for a bit, yeah? You see there I used Holos, which gives a little bit of a heal, but it also gives a damage mitigation, 10%, which is nothing to shake a stick at. So, really, for the most part, while playing Sage, you're just going to be occasionally throwing up a shield on the tank and then spamming out Disgracia. So I should have used Phlegma, but I forgot to. You're going to be spamming out Disgracia, which gives them consistent healing with Cardia. And then, over time, giving them OGCDs to fit the situation. Either shields like Haima and Panhaima, or using your Krasia to prepare a casted heal. Casted shield. God damn it, I gotta stop doing that. Oh, by the way, you're kind of gonna generate crazy aggro at the beginning of a pull, because not only do your damage spells do damage, but they also do healing because of Cardia. So, watch out. I'm throwing out Caracol there so that they take less damage and also regen a bit. Though it looks like they need a little extra, so let's use a Drucol. These words are like complete nonsense, which is like, you know, why I'm kind of stumbling when I try to tell them to you, because I don't actually know them. I kind of just glanced at the buff there and I was like, ah, yes, Drucol. But it doesn't mean anything, but you'll just know it by what it does. Honestly, I don't know if it counts as a fuck, what you call it? Oh shit, I forgot how to speak English. Okay, there we go. I don't know if it counts as a criticism to say that it kind of sucks that all of the spell names of Sage are kind of nonsensical and don't really mean anything. So it's kind of hard to like describe what's supposed to happen with everything by mere words. You kind of really do just have to memorize what everything does by where you put it on your hotbar and like muscle memory and such. Ow, that took a lot of damage. Nobody's getting on the stack. What's going on here? Oh, by the way, I told y'all earlier about Adder Sting, these diamonds here. I have these because I put diagnosis shields on my tank, and those shields broke. And when those shields break, I get a diamond there. Adder Sting. And because I have Adder Sting, you'll see in a second when this stack is not happening. Because I have Adder Sting, I can now use Toxicon, which is this! Toxicon 1 is literally what Alphino uses in the launch trailer. The launch trailer for, or the cinematic trailer for Endwalker. So, you know, once you play a bit of Sage, you'll recognize it. It's great. And like I said, the main usage of Toxicon is being able to consistently do the same damage while being able to move and weave. Also, I've been forgetting to keep up my Eucrasian doses. Whoops. Uh-oh. So here's some damage on the party. I put out a shield there, but everyone kind of ran away from me. But that's okay. Okay. Oh, me? Not me. Okay, that Panheima came out a little late. That's, I'm just gonna let that run out and heal everyone, actually. intentional behavior. Here, wait. I'm gonna let this run out and you'll see. 2, 1. A nice little 9,000 heal. Again, nothing to shake a stick at. If you're shaking sticks at heals in the first place, well, I don't know what to tell you. That just doesn't seem very effective. Oh, don't run off on your own. Oh, no. No, 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 no. Don't run off on your own with your tiny little legs. I cannot keep up with you. Holy shit. Okay, tanks. Tanks, here's a lesson in tanking. Do not outrange your healer or you'll die. You'll die if you can't get healed because you're too far away. I can't even Icarus. Okay, there we go. Or, I mean, you know, unless you're a warrior, in which you're just kind of busted anyway, but, you know, it still makes me feel bad. But still, don't do it. Don't do it. Sage is a little unique in that they can close the distance between them and their tank really quickly like that. But even sometimes, like there, I wasn't able to use it for a while because they were that far away. Stay close if you want heals. So, not gonna lie, there was once a tank, while I was leveling Sage. I think I was in, like, the Katana Revel. And, this warrior that I was healing kept trying to convince me to take, Cardia off of them. Because they claimed that they didn't need me to heal them at all because of their, self-healing. Which is a little funny because I can promise you that they did actually need my heals. But, you know, warrior is nice. Just don't be a dick about it, you know? That's a little weird. That's a little weird. Just let me heal. Even if you don't actually need me, just humor me, okay? Okay. We put Haima on the tank there, so they're safe for quite a bit. We're safe to put some mitigation on them there. I used Taracol on them, so it'll be a few seconds before I can effectively use Caracol. Because again, Taracol and Caracol's, oh my god. These words are nonsense. I don't know what I'm saying. Oh shit, I forgot to use Acrasia there. Yeah, those buffs, those mitigations do not stack, so don't use them too close to each other. But if you delay using one from the other by like 15 seconds, then you can probably effectively keep your own mitigation up on the tank for the entire pull. You know, assuming the pull doesn't take 10,000 years. Okay, this boss I'm not actually very good at. Oh shit. Okay. Another really nice thing about Sage is that your shields are insta-cast. No cast time at all. And the recast after Eucrasia, which is what turns your heals into shields in the first place. Oh god. Okay. I'm not good at this boss. I'm really not good at this boss. Hang on. So yeah, the recast for Eucrasia is literally only 1 second. So 1 second after using Eucrasia, you can actually throw out the shield. So it's very snappy for you to actually throw out shields. Which means you don't need to actually know encounters by heart. As long as you know what a specific spell name is going to do, then you can kind of react to seeing the spell name and throw out a shield accordingly. Oh no, please don't kill me. Okay. Numa. There you go. See how nice that shield was? We heal. Damn it, now I'm doing it in the other direction. I Zoe'd that Numa, so it did even beefier heals. It's a very good option. So, yeah, you can kind of play reactively with your shields. If you don't actually, like, know encounters by heart. The shields are definitely a lot easier to actually use than Scholar's shields. And I think in return, Scholar's shields are a bit stronger than Sage's shields. I think Sage has the opportunity with a few OGCDs to make some pretty strong shields. But by default, I think Scholars are definitely a bit stronger. But But yeah, in return, you probably have a few more opportunities to actually effectively use those shields because they come out quicker and snappier. And slightly cheaper, too. If we turn on Eucrasia here, you see that both Diagnosis and Prognosis shields cost 900 MP. Whereas, if I remember correctly, Scholars Adloquium and Sucker cost 1000 MP. So it's not a big discount, but it's 100 less MP. And in the long run, you're probably going to be thinking, you're probably going to be thankful for it. Oh no, they're running again. Okay. Sometimes I like to spam Eucrasian Diagnosis on the tank in hopes of them getting a crit heal. Because of course that will give them the extra shield. Unfortunately, unlike Scholar, there's no way to force a crit. So it's entirely RNG. You cannot like predict it at all. But of course, you know, slot crit. I don't know if there's a single class you don't want to slot crit for. But of course, I'm not really keeping up with the meta. There we go. So, you can kind of see that I'm having a bit of an easy time healing here. And that's probably because, you know, I'm literally healing a warrior here. And, like, a warrior that knows what they're doing, mind you. Even if they're, like, they got the zoomies a little bit, they still know what they're doing. You'd see me spamming a lot more buttons and probably crying if it was like a Dark Knight, for example. A Dark Knight that didn't know what they were doing specifically. Because the thing with Sage is that you can kind of control the battlefield in that you can kind of prevent shit from hitting the fan for a while, so long as your tank works together with you. But if shit does actually end up hitting the fan, you're not really good at like panic healing or recovering from it very quickly. Because again, Sage does a lot of preventative measures and has a lot of mitigation, but it doesn't have the big numbers, the big healing numbers. You've got few options for making those numbers. So, do your best to prevent shit from hitting the fan. Or else you'll be very unhappy about it, I promise. You'll be chain casting Diagnosis, and Diagnosis is kind of fucking weak, actually. Like, for a GCD heal, it's only 450 potency. It's not the best thing in the world, but your power lies in keeping from having that potency needing to be big. That was a horrible sentence. Oh my god, I am so fucking sorry. I promise I speak English. This is going to be a good dungeon to show off Toxicon in, because there's quite a bit of movement in this one. I'm probably gonna run out pretty quickly. I don't remember if this boss actually does tank busters, so there won't be that many opportunities for single target shields. I'll throw one on right there. Toxicon is of course not your only option for oh, what just happened? Oh, it died. Okay. Toxicon is not your only option for moving while continuing to cast. You of course have Phlegma, but you do need to start off in melee range for Phlegma to go off. And then of course you've got Eucrasia and Eucrasian Dosis, which is your dot. I gotta go. I gotta go. Shit. I'm really bad at rescuing. My rescue is on a terrible button. I need to look into that. Of course, you probably don't want to resort to moving by using Eucrasian Dosis, because Eucrasian Dosis doesn't actually do any damage on its own. It just refreshes the dot buff. So it might actually be the same as doing nothing, just wasting MP. Oh, Mind Hack. This is forward march. There we go. But yeah, if you know what preventative measures means, if you know what that means, then you know what Sage means. If you know what Druid Call means, well, that's kind of weird. But if you don't know what it means, then your ability to play Sage probably won't be affected. Just try to remember where things are on your bar and for what purpose. Like, for example, I kind of have, like, my weird shit on my top bar here. I've just got, like, my normal OGCD heals on the middle bar there. And I try to have my attack spells on the bottom. Of course, there are exceptions to this on every bar. Because I kind of built these hot bars, like, in a fever dream, suddenly. When I, like, just randomly out of nowhere decided to level Sage. It works. It works for me. Of course, when starting a new class, I kind of recommend that you put in all of your possible actions on your hotbars in the first place. Not just the ones that you have unlocked right now, but, like, all of them that you'll ever get. Just because it encourages you to actually read all of your hotbars. Not your hotbars, your tooltips. It kind of encourages you to read all of your tooltips. So you'll kind of, like, understand where your class is going and what good habits you should be building. Like, not dying. See you later, Ret Jam. Okay, well, that was my scuffed video on what Sage is all about. Again, this was not meant to be a fucking tutorial. I just want to talk about being a medical practitioner, which I now am because I leveled up Sage. No, for legal purposes, this is a joke. For legal purposes, this is a joke. Yeah, okay. Thank you for watching. Have fun with Sage. Oh, wait. One more important note. By doing the healer role quests, you're able to dye healer artifact gear, and this includes the weapons. And for the Sage weapons, this includes the color they glow. This is like, this comes out in stock as like a pale blue glow, but I dyed them ruby red and now they glow red. So now I'm like an evil doctor, obviously. An evil doctor with a hippocratic. So if you do any role quests at all, first of all, do all of them. But if you do any role quests at all, do the healer role quest so that you can let your new lifts glow whatever color you want. It's good. It's great. Do it. Okay. Bye.